I wanted to do just a quick video about spool knitting and knitting Nancy's and spool dolls. I have written a pattern on spool dolls. I don't have anything listed in my Etsy store right now, but I believe I went over the pattern. There are a couple of overviews on spool dolls, rope dolls. There are videos up. But anyway, I'm making another spool doll. And I do have a pony knitter that is called a split knitter. Um, but I want to show you something if you don't have a pony knitter. Most knitting Nancy's or spool knitters are all one piece. The pony knitter splits in half, and it allows you, especially like headphone cords or speaker cords, you're able to put electrical wires inside the knitting and make a cover for your cords. I think that's why they developed it. But what you can also do with a pony knitter is put pipe cleaners into your knitting. So, which, unless you keep sticking this down into your regular knitting with a Knitting Nancy, you can't do. So anyway, I'm making a garden spool doll to celebrate my garden, and I have made, instead of the short pieces that go into each doll, I have made one long piece, and I'm going to be cutting the pieces, stitching by machine the edges, and then putting them into the shapes I need. And what I'm going to be doing is taking pipe cleaners, and before I stitch the edge of each piece, just stick the pipe cleaner in there. And what that's going to do is give me a finished spool doll that's poseable. And if you have a pony knitter, you can do it with a pony knitter, and Pony is the brand name. They're hard to find, the split knitters, and they're about $20. I had to get mine from England. So you may not find them very easily. But anyway, so the head of this little spool doll is actually going to be a circle. And I've made spool dolls that are larger. I haven't finished typing up the pattern yet. But I've made them actually, well, one of them is about 15 inches tall. And I didn't put pipe cleaners in the head, and the head is a little bit floppy. So I'm going to go back in and put pipe cleaners in. But now, even on the small ones, once I cut this, I need 7 inches to make a head. So once I cut that 7 inches, I'm going to stick the pipe cleaner in there, stitch the edge of the 7 inches by machine, and I can't do that very well with one hand. And I'm going to have a more structured head. So then, you know, it's not going to make a big difference on the head, but on the arms, it'll make a difference because then she's going to be poseable. It's very simple. I'm sure you've all thought of it already, but it's just worth mentioning. And you know, these are wonderful to be making now. I've mentioned a couple of times COVID-19 and velveteen rabbits. And if your child or yourself have a favorite doll, porcelain dolls, silkstone Barbies, they probably really should be packed up, just like all artwork should really be packed up, because if COVID is floating around in the air, you don't want it on everything. I mean, that's what I'm doing. But these are wonderful little dolls to have simply because you can throw them in Pine Sol and disinfect them, especially for children, because children don't quite understand, maybe young children, why they have to pack their toys away, or why it's better to have 5 toys out instead of 25. So this is something to think about for parents to do for their kids, and either these or lucided rope dolls, because then they always have a friend with them, I guess you could even make little face masks for these, but they're washable. You can just throw them in a bucket of Pine Sol and they're completely disinfected.